Namaste, I'm Swami Suavananda. Reality is my renunciation, and cinema is my abode.
So
In this video, I choose to forgive filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos for going on a break after his recent inner work, Bugonia. As a film, Bugonia starts with bees and ends with bees, and manages to say more about bees than the bee movie ever did. But in between, Bugonia talks about an intergalactic conspiracy that our protagonist's mind ventures into, with each character of this story lost in their own flavors of foolishness. The film slowly becomes a metaphysical tragedy that carries one common end. Everyone dies when a higher life form realizes that humanity is simply not worth saving. This specific theme of human beings as lab rats going off in different directions of insanity mirrors a certain esoteric thinker called George Gurdjieff. In the last century, Gurdjieff had penned a book around a character called Beelzebub, a higher life form who goes to Earth and realizes that human beings are degenerating on a psychic level. This becomes the key connection that I'm going to take you through in this video. From the modern feminist point of view, Teddy appears to be a mentally ill incel who cannot reconcile with his past traumas regarding his missing mother, and as a result weaves a narrative viewing Michelle as an alien instead of a human. His view of her pendulates from being a queen to worship to being an evil alien out to destroy humanity. And under this subtext, the film can be read in terms of how the masculine mind has degenerated into pitiable extremes. Now, from the economic Marxist point of view, we get to experience a laborer who feels a deep sense of alienation from his job, a farmer who feels more sensitive towards the working class bees than humans because he somehow feels like an entire political conspiracy of corporate agenda CEOs as aliens is taking over this earth. But my only problem with all these interpretations is how they fall apart bit by bit as the story goes on. Michelle slowly and steadily ceases to be this progressive feminist, and Teddy in turn ceases to be this pitiable working class hero. The kind of interpretation that you make from your own biases exposes more about you than it does about any part of this film or its characters. An effect that carries similarity to his spiritual predecessor, Kinds of Kindness, for which my earthly being has done a set of video essays. So, in case you are interested, I guess you can check it out. So, all this talk makes me come to my final biggest breakthrough point about this film, rendering all your typical YouTube reviews about this film worthy of my yawns. Bees. Bees, unlike humans, don't spend their lives pointlessly doom-scrolling conspiracy theories or arguing on Reddit. They work instead of making podcasts. Truly enlightened beings. Ancient Greece has a notable archetypal figure in Melissa, a bee priestess associated with rituals of renewal, initiation, life, and death. When asked about the title of this film, the director explains it in association with ancient Greece and weird beliefs about bees themselves. Notable Gurdjieff scholar G.J. Bennett also talks about bees as a powerful metaphor of beings that follow the cosmic law, undergoing the divine Gurdjieff ideal of conscious labor. This is what Michelle points to about bees at the dinner table. What makes these creatures so special as sorcerers of nature is their ability to transmute the base ingredient of nectar into something higher, the ideal thick form of sweet, sweet honey. In contrast, look at the average human, consuming and consuming, crying like petty beggars, acting like children, and resenting other beggars just because they could beg more efficiently. All of this at the cost of the bee like inner transformation that even a Buddha once insisted upon. So it is no wonder that by the end of Bugonia, Michelle is compelled to burst the bubble of humanity, and as we all notice, the bees go untouched. This film may be the filmmaker's cute little way of telling us that humans in their base form may not be as worth as their little egos think. I, Swami Suavananda, am the only guru brave enough to teach you the following lessons through a kidnapping conspiracy thriller. Bzzz is sometimes more effective than Om. You cannot spell Beelzebub without B. And human beings, as long as they think like children, will remain as confused as they perpetually are.